What, if at all, effect will this takeover have on charter schools?
That's a good question. So nothing necessarily, but the state will be in a position, RIDE will be in a position to be deciding whether to expand charter schools or not. So and I want to explain my position on charter schools. I've never been anti-charter, not by any means. I am for what works. At the same time, it's our responsibility to balance budgets, and I am all too aware of the fact that expansion of charter schools draws resources away from the traditional public schools and makes it more difficult for us to meet the needs of our kids. And so how do we strike that balance? I think there's one thing that is staring us in the face and has been staring us in the face that we haven't taken full advantage of, and that's that there are high-performing charter schools in our city. And the whole idea of charter schools has always been that they develop best practices because they have extra flexibility. And once we realize what works, that gets exported out to the traditional public schools. That has not happened. And I think that we can demand more from charter schools, but I think that they're very receptive to doing this work. I've been engaged in a conversation with at least one, and they've told us that it's just very difficult for them to partner and to sort of get a foothold inside the traditional district. And I believe them, because I see how hard it is to do strategy. So the question of what's going to happen with charter schools, and that's a question that needs to continue to be raised with RIDE. I believe them when they say that they're committed to transforming the traditional public schools. Charter schools have been part of the equation. They'll continue to be part of the equation. But I want to make sure that there is a commitment to preserving and improving our traditional public schools so that every one of our 25,000 kids gets the education they deserve.